If you love New York's Art Deco style skyscrapers, and who doesn't, there's one often forgotten about building downtown that was a major indirect contributor to their design. Lost among the canyons of skyscrapers down in the financial district, this is the Equitable building at 120 Broadway. So what does a seemingly innocuous looking neoclassical style skyscraper have to do with Art Deco design? Well, as skyscrapers started to get taller and taller in the early 20th century, the public started to worry about what these tall buildings would do to the streetscape. Namely, what kind of shadows would they cast? These fears have been bubbling for a while, and they finally reached their breaking point in the 1915 completion of this building. When the Equitable building was finished, it wasn't even close to being the tallest building in the city or the world. But it had a massive footprint, taking over a complete city block. And if you walk down Pine Street even today, you would have gotten a feel for how tight this building would have made the streetscape seem then. It was also likely the heaviest structure in the world at the time of its completion. But my absolute favorite fact about the Equitable building has to be that it held the title as largest building in the world in terms of available square footage for 15 years. Although there were plenty of buildings built after it that were almost double its size, it wasn't until the completion of the Empire State Building that it lost its title as building with the most square footage in the world. That's how huge the Equitable building was. So what does all this have to do with Art Deco style skyscrapers? Well, as mentioned, people freaked out about the size of this building so much, it wound up being one of the main catalysts for the passing of the 1916 zoning resolution. New York City's first ever zoning resolution mandated that the taller a building went, the more it had to be set back from the street, thus creating the iconic setback style scene in many of New York's most famous skyscrapers.